Hey guys, Dan Heilman. I'm back with another video. Today we're going to be talking about some top indicators. I had a comment on one of the last videos saying, thanks again for the video, pleasure to watch. You touched on it here, but maybe you could plan a video explaining the importance of exit strategies and what signs to look for before the inevitable crash. So I'm going to talk about bull market peak indicators. We have hit literally zero of them. We have not hit a single top indicator yet. We're going to go through some of these, not all of them. Right now, we do have some dumping going on in the market. It is a little bit of market manipulation, of course. We had actually, I posted on X last night. I've never seen the market manipulation symbol, which is this yellow X right here on Ethereum on the 4-hour. And, Binance doing their thing, dumping. Here is the proof from Marty Party here saying that, here's Wintermute dumping Solana, a lot of Solana, dumping Ethereum, a lot of Ethereum. They send it to Wintermute, dump the price. They do this obviously because they're a market maker and they need to have trades open, right? So, if there's no one trading, it's hard to, the price can move very quickly. Their goal of a market maker is to basically have enough orders so people can buy and sell. But I think they go a little bit above and beyond and use this to also liquidate many of the traders because they obviously get to keep that money when they liquidate a bunch of traders. We had a huge liquidation event on longs. What was that, 2-3 days ago now? So I think we are going to see a final move into the cycle top for the cycle. I think we have maybe 2-3 months left. I've talked about this multiple times. I think we're going to see one big move into the end of the year. I do have quite high price targets for a lot of these. One of the top indicators I was talking about is the pi cycle top, and this would have to go above 200K to trigger. So this one is one of the ones we'll talk about. I already made a dedicated video, so I'm just going to mention it. I'm not going to talk about it. I have another whole dedicated video. I'll link it up top, but you can go check that out. You can see for reference, we need to be above 196,000 and the 111-day EMA has to cross. So that means we need 3 months above it, almost 4 months above it. So I don't know that this one will trigger unless we get some ridiculous price, because we'd have to go well above it to actually trigger it. This one, it says progress 57%. A lot of these I don't know anything about, so we're going to kind of just grab like what I guess. Oh, this doesn't have links to any of them, but a rainbow chart. Okay. What is this right here? Historical data. Okay, so it does have some data about it. So here's a rainbow chart. This is a logarithmic rainbow chart. You can see we have gone up to this red portion here. So right now it's saying red maximum bubble territory would be 890 grand. Hot damn. Even getting into, so this cycle peaked in the light orange, for example, which is this a bubble question mark? Oh no, FOMO intensifies. So if FOMO intensifies would be 400K. Damn. So this one, it seems that we're not getting anywhere near, I wouldn't think. But who knows? We could just continue to rally up. But I think right now we are looking if we just kind of move this here. Okay, we got a little lag here, guys. We got a little lag here. All right, never mind. This is very similar to the logarithmic analysis that I have been doing. I drew my own log analysis here. Mine is not quite as bullish as that one. Mine is saying, we'll get up to about 218K. And it's soon. So I have the ticker as right now, basically the end of this month, but that's plus or minus 2-3 months, right? You'll never get it exactly. All the cycles lasted a different amount of time, but this is based on the 4-year cycles. This one right here, and this gives me a time target and a price target. So we're nowhere near it. We're got basically a doubling to get to that. So that's very similar to one of the top indicators that I use. Let's look at some of these other ones. So Bitcoin AHR999. I have not seen this one before, but let's talk about this one if we can make sense of it fairly quickly. So what do we got here? AHR999 index. I don't know what this stands for. It looks like maybe some sort of moving averages. This looks kind of similar to the MVRV. Okay, so basically it's saying that we need to get to, we're right now here below this green line, and it looks like all the other bull markets have gone to at least a score of 6.8 or something, and we are currently right now at 1. So I don't know if this one has a price index, does it? Yeah, so this just has previous 200-day cost. So this is something with cost, it looks like, as well. So buy at the bottom, index, Bitcoin price, 200-day cost in white. Okay, so that's right here. This is basically a 200-day moving average. Okay, so this looks kind of similar to the MRV. This one down here, MVRV, sorry, Z-score. So this is one that I've seen used a lot. This one right here. Okay, we're at 2 right now. The previous cycle topped at a I keep on saying it wrong, MVRV score of, what was this? About 5, 7. Okay, the other ones were at about 9, 10-ish. Right here, you can see 10, 10, 7. So, you know, maybe we top at, I don't know, 5 this time. But right now we're at 2. So this one is, let's see here, relative indicator, which is the circulating market value of Bitcoin minus the realized market value. So it's the circulation market cap minus the realized market cap divided by the standard deviation. Okay, so this is, you know, a mathematical indicator saying that basically like the circulated market cap, which of course doesn't move very much, it's 21 million is the max, right? Minus the realized market cap. Realized is based on the value of transactions on the blockchain, calculating the sum of the last movement value of all Bitcoins on the chain. Therefore, when this indicator is too high, it means the market value is overvalued. Okay, so right now it's saying it's undervalued, and we are up here at, you know, 100 and whatever, 12-ish thousand. So there's a lot of these indicators. Go ahead and check this out. This is from Coinglass. All I searched was Bitcoin peak indicators. There's another one that I like to use that I'm trying to find here. I haven't heard a lot of these, so these are kind of interesting. Days of ETF net outflows, short-term holder supply. I've seen these, long-term holder supply. Another one that people use is actually like the Coinbase, once that gets to like #1 in all on the App Store. That's another one. I don't see that on here, so that's one that I like to use a lot, and it basically just looks at sentiment. I don't see that one. Maybe they can't use the word Coinbase in this article because they don't want some copyright infringement or something like that, but there's some interesting ones in here, definitely. So what are they saying about the altcoin season? Basically, we need to see a big altcoin season for it to be over. And it does say this one is the closest to topping that altcoin season, right? Because it says it's 92% of the way. Some of these Bitcoin dominance going down 89% of the way. Long-term holder supply, reserve risk. Okay, interesting. Net unrealized. I've seen this one a lot. The Nupal, net unrealized profit. Okay, so this one, let's see what we got here. Also called relative unrealized profit loss. You have the market value, you have the realized value, the average price of each Bitcoin at its last wallet-to-wallet transfer. Okay. So here we go. How to use it. Percentage bands reveal market stage. High Nupal, above a 50%, greed-driven peaks, ideal for profit taking. So above 50% is what we're looking at. Right now, we're barely above 50%. Let's look at the last top we hit. A 74%. The top before that, we hit a 77%. Back up in here in the 2013 top, we hit an 81%. So there is a little bit of diminishing returns here. So if this one was 77 and this one was roughly 75, I guess that's not really that diminishing return. So we'd expect something in the 70s for this. It's funny because a lot of the indicators got really close in March of last year. A lot of these indicators were much closer to a top then than they are now, which is kind of interesting. So I still think we have a big move left to finish this market. And really the whole point of this video was just saying that I don't think we're anywhere near a top. Now that Coinbase one is another one that I really like. If we go to Coinbase app rankings, there is an account that talks about Coinbase. I'm following them, so I figured I'd be able to easily find them in here. But Coinbase app ranking. Come on, people. Can I do people? Here we go, people. What? Can I do people I'm following? No? Okay. People you follow. Here we go. Coinbase app ranking. Here you go. Here's Lark talking about it. jumped from 485 to 21 in just a week. You can see this was in November of last year, and I think we were a lot closer to getting a sentiment top than we are now. Here's someone else talking about it. Coinbase app ranking in March, 71K, we're at 20. Now 71K, 482. Okay, so it's a big difference. There's a little account that I follow, and I see them post randomly the app ranking for Coinbase. It's unfortunate I can't find them. Anyways, there is a person I follow. I wish I could. People you follow, search, okay, Coinbase app ranking. Weird. I can't find it. People? No. Okay. Anyways. Coinbase app ranking ranks as popular in the Apple Store, reflecting users download higher rankings. Yeah, so here's a couple people asking about it, but there's a literal person I follow on here that I can't find now, unfortunately. You can see a lot of people kind of talk about it, but basically you can just go to the App Store and look at it and look at the app rankings. And if Coinbase is the #1 app on the entire store, then you know we're getting really close. Here you go, Coinbase, a top app. You can even bet on it in Polymarket. So this is another thing that people just look at for just general sentiment. It's unfortunate I can't find the account. I wanted to kind of shout out that account, but there's an account I follow. I see it randomly while I'm scrolling through my feed, pop up here and there. So that's another one. Another one is if you just go to fear and greed index. Another good kind of top indicator is when you get into extreme greed for a long time. You can see in November we got way high into extreme greed. You had numbers in the 90s, right? So this is another you can see we've been just nowhere near there. This is another thing when we get into really big tops. I think sentiment is probably one of the best gauges to know when we're near a top. So this is what another thing that I watch very carefully. You can see right now we're in like fear. So we're nowhere near, right? We're in fear. We've been fearful the last days, and it's funny because the Bitcoin price is so close to an all-time high. All right, if I clean up this indicator here, you can see, the all-time high is just right here of 124, and we're basically in fear. So it's kind of interesting that we're this far so close to the top and we're in fear, but that's because a lot of altcoins have been going down. A lot of people are thinking, oh my God, the cycle's over. We got Ethereum just today dipped below 4,000. I think it's a good time to enter if you want a short-term trade. Again, I think we're near the top, so I wouldn't be putting all of my money in the market right now expecting to hold at multiple years unless you're okay with a very large drawdown, because I do think that is coming in 2026. So I think we'll have a good end of this year. I'm looking for this to go into extreme greed for many, 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 many days, weeks, maybe even 2 months or so. And when we see extreme greed for a long time, especially if we get somewhere near 100, can we go to what's the max we got here for data? Okay, so we do have some 2021. You can see here, look at this, in the high 90s for greed for a long portion of time. So this is from November to January, and even into February, we were in sustained extreme greed. Okay, so this is this is what I'll be looking for to really say that we're in a top. Now this is sentiment from I don't even know how they get this. Maybe just let's see what data sources we're getting. Data, volatility, market momentum, social media is 15%. Okay, so volatility and market momentum and volume. So when the volume is really high, this is the data sources apparently they use here. Trends, Google Trends, that's a good one. Search, dominance, market cap. Okay, surveys, they have some surveys, and they have social media sentiment. So there you go. This is what I'm looking for tops. I'm looking for, you can see we've never even really hit extreme greed except for a little bit in November in 2024 and a little bit in the March top in 2024. So this is when I got heavily back into crypto. I have been in crypto since 2017. So, but I've got back into it a lot more actively around March. I got pulled into the sentiment like the rest of the normies. So That's it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the like, hit the subscribe button. If you do want to do any leverage trading, I use Bitunix as my favorite exchange. I do have one trade open on Ethereum that is probably in the red currently. It keeps on making me log in, so we're not going to do that right now. But this is my favorite exchange. I use Coinbase and I use Bitunix. If you want to do any leverage trading, use Bitunix. There's also, really nice fees. And if you use my affiliate link below, you get a discount on fees for I think 3 months or something like that. So you can also do no KYC here. If you don't want to give up your identity, you can make an account in literally 10 seconds and you can start trading. You can just, you just need an email and a password. So that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Again, hit the like, hit the subscribe button. Have a great day. See you guys.